Hello and welcome to another What Sold video. This is everything that sold for me from May 8th to May 14th. So I'm going to scoot over here. We're going to actually do an Etsy sale because I had an Etsy sale, and it is this beautiful pastel plaid button front that you can see I modeled here, and I'm so glad that it sold because I actually really love this piece. I actually wore it a couple of times before it sold, and I'm just glad it moved on to a new home. I paid $2 for this at an estate sale, and you can see here it sold for $20. So, you know, it did take a while to sell, but I'm really grateful. I think that Etsy has been doing a lot of advertisements recently about like, hey, you know, we're trying to get rid of all the bots and all of the, you know, AI generated art and like stuff people like stealing people's stuff, where it's like a lot of print on demand stuff. It's not like handmade stuff or vintage stuff. I'm trying to go into too much detail. Anyway, I've noticed a lot more activity on Etsy the last 2 months, which has been wonderful. Normally Etsy doesn't wake up for me until like September, so having it wake up in May is great. Actually, it's been like kind of great all year this year, but I've also been focusing on trying to get more things cross-posted over there. So now we're going to go over to eBay, and Miss Moxie is of course going to move. Here she is, in case you guys wanted to see her. There's her face. She's purring very loudly because she's very happy. Because I did feed her before I decided to start filming this time, which is always a plus in her book. This is a vintage 90s Where's Wendy, kind of like Where's Waldo, except it was like a little witch. And this sold for $6.69. I paid 50 cents for this at the bins. The next book is An Exorcist Tells His Story by Friar Gabriel Amaranth. This I sold for $11.87, and I paid 25 cents for this at the bins. This book in particular was pre-owned, so I will pick up An Exorcist Tells a Story pretty much anytime I find them in any edition, as long as it's in good condition and not like all written in and stuff. This is a Bowden dress. This I sold for $23. I thought that this was absolutely beautiful. One of the few instances in which I did use the stock photo, and I was able to find the stock photo. So that was a big help because it definitely helped show what it looked like, and it sold for $23. I did pay $8 for this at a thrift store. This is the Tommy Bahama piece. I know people are not big fans of Tommy Bahama, but I am still able to sell it, especially in these larger sizes. So this is a 2XB. It is 100% Pima cotton, and it did have the flip cuff, which you can see in the photo I did actually show, and I think that that's important. Well, I've talked about before how when it's a roll tab sleeve or if it's a flip cuff, I will make sure when I put the first photo out there that I am showing that it is one sleeve is either roll tabbed or flipped up and one sleeve is normal. And I think it just, you know, that's one of the important features of the shirt, so I feel like it should be in the photo. It sold for a full asking price of $21.87 pretty quickly after I listed it, and I paid $1 for this at Diversity, so this was a great pickup. Another bins book. This is a Just So Stories by Rudyard Kipling, and it was a Chatham River Press hardcover, so it had this like beautiful marbling like cloth front, but it had a leather bound spine. Absolutely gorgeous shelf candy for sure. I paid 50 cents for this, and it sold for $12.64. This is a mug I've had literally forever, and I don't know why it took so long to sell. I know it's a very like niche mug. This is a vintage California Dreamers I made a butt out of myself so many times mug. It is literally somebody's butt that they put glasses and a nose on and drew some eyeballs on and his face and took a picture of it and put it on a mug. So I got this because I thought it was hilarious, and it did take 4 years to sell. So, but the person that bought it from me did leave me a wonderful message stating that, you know, their dad or their father, I don't remember exactly which, had one of these mugs, and it reminds them of them a lot, and so they're really happy that they were able to find something that every time they have their coffee they're able to think about that person in their life. So that was really nice, and that made it feel like it was worth holding on to for 4 years until it found the right home. It sold for $9.87, and of course they paid for shipping, and I paid 50 cents for this at a thrift store. So was it worth holding on to for 4 years? Not really, but was that message making it worth it? Yes. This is a big coffee table book called The Rise of the Dragon, Illustrated History of the Targaryen, I think is the right way to say that, dynasty from Game of Thrones, A Song of Fire and Ice. Man, I'm just hitting you with all the things. This sold for $15.99. I originally paid $7 for this book at one of the, buyout stores. And this was the last one to sell, so I got 4 of them, all new. This was the best choice I made out of all the things I bought retail arbitrage from that store, because this is the first one that sold out. I bought a bunch of other stuff, like I bought some models, but I partly did that for the boy because he wanted some, and I bought some book sets, and this coffee table book was the one that sold out, so yeah. Again, I don't really do retail arbitrage because I am obviously terrible at it, but I'm glad these sold. Yay! Next thing is this set of vintage 80s Fraggle Rock weekly reader books. So I paid 50 cents a piece for each one of these, and there's 9, so that means I have $4.50 into these books. It sold for $17.50. So I made like $6 or $7 off of this, and I saved some personal history from going in the trash. I mean, I bought all these at the bins, but like I have a real soft spot in my heart for Fraggle Rock. I was so excited when I found out that it was available on Disney Plus, and I did watch several episodes of it, and it was just like, I love this show so much. I love all of Jim Henson's stuff, to be honest. Like, not enough to have a crap ton of their merch or stuff, but because I've never been really like that person, except for when it comes to Studio Ghibli and Pokemon. Anime stuff, yes. Apparently not like cartoony stuff or Muppet stuff. I don't know. Because I have Dark Crystal stuff, and I have, you know what? Never mind. I just have a soft place in my heart. I'm happy I made money, and I'm happy I saved these books from landfill. Cool. I just went off on a random tangent. The next sale is a bundle sale. So somebody purchased 2 kaiju books that were brand new that I found at Diversity, and Food Wars Volume 2 that I found at the bins. So I have a total of $2.25 into this bundle. It sold for $22.74, so I definitely made more money off of this because it was 2 volumes that, well, technically 3 volumes that sold. I'm guessing they couldn't find 2 more anime mangas in my store that they wanted, because if they did, one of them would have been free. That is how I have my book set up. To encourage people to bundle is in order for me to make more money, because I have it for free shipping. It's buy 3 get 1 free if they take advantage of that, even though they're getting a book for free because of the fact that I have free shipping on all of my books. That totally offsets that cost. It's great when that happens, but it's great whenever somebody bundles, period. So this is $22.74. Again, I have $2.25 into the books. So I made like 15 bucks off of this, and I think that that's great. This is my personal best sale all this week, and you guys might be shaking your heads at me because how is a $4 sale the best sale that you had all week? And that is because this is a shirt that came to me in a thread-up t-shirt box, and I was honestly about ready to purge out of my inventory because I've had it for 3 years, and it was just, I didn't pick it out because it came to me in a thread-up t-shirt box, but I was like, this is a cute shirt. Somebody will buy this. And I even like did the AI generated background on Photo Room and everything to try to get this thing to sell. And it finally sold. So I think that's a win. I was honestly truly about ready to just donate this, and it sold before that happened. So to me, that's a win. So I think the breakout for that box was $1 per shirt. So I have $1 into the shirt. I sold it for $4. I didn't have to redonate it. It went in somebody else's closet. That's a big win for me. Speaking of, I was about ready to do the same thing for this one because I have a couple of W5 pieces in my closet, but I have the ones that are actually like cotton or modal, which I've noticed that a lot of W5 pieces now don't use those fabrics. They use a lot of polyester. But this is a brand that you get like at Marshall's or Ross or TJ Maxx, and this sold for my full asking price of $12.87. Another item I was about ready to donate. I did all the things I thought I could do in order to get this to sell, I styled it on Karen to show the cold shoulder, and I've had this for a while. A long while. Because I got it because it was new with tags. I was like, it's new with tags. I like this brand sometimes. It's cute. I mean, it's a striped shirt. I'm not a big fan of cold shoulders, and I think that that's really what the issue was for this shirt. If it was a new with tag regular like W5 t-shirt that looked like this would be fine. I just think like cold shoulders are like not as in, or not in at all really, so that's why it took a while to sell. But it sold, so hooray! And I paid like $2 for that shirt. I was like, what is that sound? I forgot Moxie has her hidey hole back here now. She'll be so upset if that ever goes away. I'm not going to make it go away. I'm sorry, baby. It's not going to go away. We're going to keep that for you. This is an Eddie Bauer skirt. It is a maxi length skirt. I did buy this at Diversity, I believe, and it sold for $15.18. Maxi length skirts are super in, so whenever I find a really good maxi skirt with a really good brand and I can get it for really cheap, I am picking them up because they seem to be moving for me. This is a buy on site brand for me. I have only found it thrice. I found it thrice now. This is the third time. Ash and Airy is a menswear brand that caters towards shorter men, and every time I have listed it, it has sold within a week of me listing it, and it has sold consistently for $30 or more. It is a great brand. It is a great brand for me, and I like get so excited when I find it. And the fact that I found this at Diversity for $1 was like, I got so excited about it. But this is Ash and Airy. These are 29.27s, dark blue wash. I sold for $31.87, like I said, within a week after I listed it. So this was amazing. This is actually probably legitimately the best sale, is the set of handmade 60s dresses that I got in an estate sale. I had hoped that these dresses would fit me. They kind of did, but I didn't like the way they fit me. It was weird. Instead of having the elastic tie waist on the outside to where you could easily manipulate it to make it tighter around your waist, it was inside, so you basically had to like flash everybody your bottom, adjust it, and then put it back down. It was weird. I disclosed that very much in the listing because I thought that was odd. And you can see here somebody also thought they looked great and bought both of them for their full price. So in total they paid $49.74, and then they also paid $12 for shipping, but it didn't cost that much to ship these dresses because these were pretty lightweight cotton dresses. And so I refunded them some of the shipping. That's why you see refunded here on the what sold. Okay, maybe this is the best sale. This is a pair of Peter Millar pants. These are corduroy. They were brand new with tags. I found these at the Goodwill by the Boys House. I paid $9.25 for them. But that is because I knew I could sell them for over $50. So I thought this was amazing. I couldn't believe they didn't mark this up. I'm guessing because this is one of the few brands that Goodwill doesn't know, which is great for me. So, but they normally are pretty good about marking stuff up when they're new with tags. So I was just really grateful for this sale. This is another manga book. I do pick up manga when I find it. This is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I found this at the bins for 25 cents, and it sold for $9.78. Condition is a big deal with manga, so I definitely try to make sure I pick up manga that's in like really good shape. If it is like an older manga that's out of print, you can get away with it being like in like acceptable or good condition because it's rarer. Silver tab jeans seem to be the only Levi's for men that seem to be doing well for me still. 560s have fallen off for me personally, but these silver tabs, they sold for $39.87. You can see that they were distressed. This was not factory destruction. This is from wear because these were vintage. But they still sold for $39.87, and I paid $9 for those at a thrift store. This is a cabbie piece. I am much pickier about what cabbie I do pick up. This was a cotton eyelet lace thing, and I thought it was beautiful because it's this bright green. I did wear it one time. And that was it, but it was like too tight in the shoulders for me. Even though it's sleeveless, it was just too tight in the armholes because I have like arms. It did sell for $14.34 and I paid $3.25 for this at a thrift store. And the last item I have to share with you is actually a piece I put up for sale on Whatnot. It did not sell on Whatnot for $2, but it did sell on eBay for $8, and I paid $1 for this at the bins, so this was great that I saved something from the trash. It is a like reprint, so it's not like it was a vintage version of the Journey shirt, but it did sell and I did make a profit off of it, and I did keep something out of the landfill, so that makes me really happy. So that was everything that sold for me the second week of May. I'm really glad that I actually got a sale on a platform besides eBay. But I am going to be focusing here in the second half of the year, like really making sure I'm cross-posting. I think that's going to be vital, especially since I'm changing my eBay store to where it's 2/5 books. I'm not cross-posting the books because the books are evergreen for me for eBay, but because I'm moving stuff around, I don't know. I don't want everything to be in the eBay basket. I like the eBay basket, but I am going to focus more on cross-posting the second half of the year. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully your sales are good and you're not suffering from slow down too hard. And I will see you guys next video. Bye. Bye. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero.